Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading I'm reading this the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So although these readings are timeless, I always like to say what energy I am in while reading. So this message is for Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Virgo. Please take what resonates for you only and leave the rest, as these are general readings. If you would like a personal, private, one-on-one reading with me, you can book through my website, which is BeTheChange333.com. That information is also in the description box below this video. And I am running a special through the end of this year, so check it out if you feel compelled to. Please also like and subscribe this video if you like it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Doing these things truly helps with the algorithms here on YouTube for all content creators and is greatly appreciated. All right, let's get started, Virgo. What is going on with you on your soul's journey at this time? And what would be helpful for you to be aware of? First card on the floor, pay attention. And we got loneliness. So, and I feel like a lot of people are feeling this way who may be stuck in situations, especially through the holidays, and stuck in situations, or feel like they're stuck in situations where they're not seen or heard, or really there's the relationships between the family dynamics or the people that you're around are very superficial and surface level. And then this is how we can feel like we're all alone even when we're surrounded by people, Virgo. But you are not alone. This says, I know that I am never alone. You do have energetic support surrounding you, teaching you how to come out of your shell so that you are able to let people in to see the vulnerable parts of yourself. This is how we actually get deeper connections with others. But you have to drop the armor and lower your barriers and boundaries to your heart and to all the parts of yourself that you may have either hidden, denied, suppressed, that you don't want other people to see, or maybe you've had some painful experiences in the past, and so you wall off these parts of you, which are still aspects and parts of you. Okay, what else for Virgo? Fear, which then fear arises. The realization that in order to have deeper connections, true, intimate connections with others, is to be vulnerable, be transparent, and allow people in. That's a very scary thing for people. And I'm getting that from this card here for you, Virgo, which is another reason why you tend to feel lonely, even if you're surrounded by others. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So true, unconditional love is a scary thing for many people because they fear being abandoned or rejected or disapproved of their true authentic self. That is a true and real fear, and I'm getting that from here, from this here. Also, a loss of sense of self, meaning that when you open up and deeply connect to others, you're afraid that you're going to become trapped in enmeshment, meaning that you kind of mesh yourself in with others and lose the sense of yourself. So we've been learning to truly connect to ourselves, know ourselves in and out, and we've had to do this alone. The universe kind of takes away certain people in our lives that may be a distraction to us learning and being with ourselves and being comfortable with ourselves. So that's also a lonely part of the journey. But once we overcome and really get to know our true self and love our true self for who we are, and flaws and all, nobody is perfect, let go of the fear of actually allowing others to see the more vulnerable side of ourselves, that is the energy of love. To truly just come out of your shell, come out of the closet, come out of wherever you've been hiding these parts of you, and allow them to be loved. You have to give yourself that love too, though. Don't deny all the parts of yourself anymore, Virgo. Maybe you were the family scapegoat growing up, and it left you feeling like you always needed to be on the defense. Maybe you've been surrounded by people who have a strong sense of entitlement. They assume power and control over you or over, a situation. And you're discovering now how you've been taken for granted or taken advantage of by others. I knew that card wanted to come out. 2 on the floor. All right. Freedom on the bottom. It leaves a sense of paranoia. Like people are judging you, manipulating you, treating you unfairly. And maybe this is your experience in the past, which is why you're so guarded. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You may also be still in the process of the stages of grief, which are abandonment. No, I'm sorry. The processes of grief, denial, anger, bargaining. Once we get over the anger, then there's some form of bargaining, like I can make this better for myself in one way, shape, or form, which then moves into depression when you realize that you're still in the grief process, awakening to that truth. Depression then leads into acceptance of the situation, acceptance of what has been lost, and the reasons why, the purpose of that experience with another. And death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. When one door closes, Virgo, another one opens. What I'm getting here from the loneliness and fear is that you haven't quite closed the door to the past and to this grief. You're still in the grief process. There could have been a death, a true actual death of another person. Or this just could be the end. Had been some ending of maybe someone that you truly did feel a deep soul connection with. Or this could just be grief process of death of a loved one that you're still going through the grief process of. Whatever it is for you, Virgo, it's the universal forces are working with you to assist you in your personal freedom. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. Nothing and nobody outside of you, Virgo, is going to be responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness in life. And everything outside of us is merely a mirror to what we need to know and learn and shed for our transparency, authenticity, and ultimately our freedom. Let's dive into this a little deeper for you. Where do we want to go? All right. For Virgo. You may have been trapped in pain for a long time. In relationships or connections that are no longer meant to be part of your life path. But letting go of them also causes fear. But you're already lonely enough as it is. Or you could just be lonely because you're not allowing all of your parts to really just come out of their shell. And there's a fear in that. But there is some grief and death here. Death meaning ending, an ending that caused great pain, heartache, loss. Okay, tell me about loneliness, please. For Virgo. So Virgo, when we meet other people and we know that they are compatible to us in maybe one aspect or two aspects of life, but not all of them. Sometimes, especially if we grew up in households where we didn't feel like we belonged or were not really given the emotional support needed, true connection is a need for all human beings. And sometimes for those who grew up in family dynamics where they don't feel like they don't belong, when you're outside of that family dynamic and you meet somebody where you have things in common, but maybe not everything, sometimes we put on a mask. We hide or try to push away aspects that are not compatible to those people. And that's where the enmeshment comes in. Also, Virgo, you may have already learned this lesson, but the reason why you're lonely is because you were not being fully trustworthy, like you're not being your true self. You're wearing a mask, you're wearing armor. It's deceiving. It's deceiving to others because you're not showing your true needs, your true desires, the true authentic you. I'm getting hot now all of a sudden. The sun came out. It was raining here. I thought it was going to rain all day, so it's a really nice surprise to have the sun come out. Let's go into fear for Virgo, please. There's a real fear, Virgo, of even connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spiritual self, connecting to whatever it is that is deeply embedded inside of you that you hide from others and yourself. Material and spiritual prosperity. This tells me that you know that this exists, but maybe it's not accepted by your family dynamic or the people that surround you. And there's a real fear there of coming out of, expressing that aspect of yourself. Tell me about grief for Virgo, please. And this time of year is really difficult for people, but it's showing you. It's showing you where you have not been true to yourself, or showing others your true self. Let's go on to grief. What's going on with Virgo and grief? Maybe you had lost throughout the course of your life. Maybe you've lost true connections because you were not being authentic all the way. And maybe you didn't quite understand why these connections eventually ended, because they were true connections. But, yeah, it causes a lot of confusion to others when we say we're one way, but we act and behave in a complete opposite way. That's subconscious patterning. Sacral chakra and trapped in fear, Virgo, for grief. So this grief really did a number on your creativity, your libido, how you connect deeper to others. And it's kept you trapped. You're fear, grief, fear. You're afraid. You're afraid to be you, all of you. And this is something that, an aspect, maybe a protector part, or something that was learned. You want to be accepted by the family that rejects all the true parts of yourself. That's key right there, Virgo. That keeps you trapped. You're telling yourself the story. And maybe it was told to you as a child, but I guarantee if you're listening to this message, you are no longer a child, and it is time to be honest with yourself and honest with others in order for you to free yourself from this entrapment. Tell me about death for Virgo. Foundations and achievements and memories of love. So you've had a lot of loss, a lot of endings. The memories of love is telling me of a true soul connection. The memories of that keep coming up, but as well as your foundations, your achievements. This could be from the ego. Maybe you achieved a lot at work. Maybe you had created this empire for yourself, but you were still living as a false, not the full version of who you are, wearing a mask and deceiving others, competing against others, comparing yourself against others. And they end. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings, because that opens you up again for a whole nother opportunity to yet again come out of your shell and be your true authentic self. Virgo, I have got to take the sweatshirt off. Bear with me. Just got really super hot. All right, let's dive into this a little deeper for you. Interesting. Next layer for Virgo. What can we tell Virgo about deception and envy and loneliness? I've been noticing and witnessing this myself and others. I went through this part of the process. Some people drag it out a lot longer than others. All depends on how socially conditioned you are, how enmeshed you are in with your family dynamic and really worried about their opinions. Feel like you're afraid you're going to be abandoned by those that you love. If you come out with your truth. Deception and envy, loneliness. Thank you. Okay, so the universe is asking you to be like the fool in the fool's journey. This is the start of a new adventure for you, Virgo. You must trust in yourself, trust in the universe. Take a leap of faith in life and actually just come out of your shell. Look, she's footloose and fancy free. She's got her own fashion sense and enjoying the outdoors and the great sunshine, and she knows if she jumps off of that cliff that she's going to be caught. It's all good. Have more of that childlike wonder with life. It's okay. It's okay to be yourself. Fear, yep, exactly. Your family, your legacy, your community. This is what you're afraid of. You are afraid that they will reject you, abandon you, judge you, and that your legacy, whatever that is in your mind, will vanish. But that's also a story. That's a story that your mind is telling you. It's also something that's programmed in us. Queen of Pentacles with grief. I'm getting to tap into your resources, your personal resources that you already are comfortable with fully. Meaning resources, meaning your skills, your trades, your what brings you joy and happiness that you can create simply. It's a good start to start with something you already know and love. And it may have been judged by others, but it's something that this might be something that you don't care so much about, the judgment, just to get your sacral chakra back into balance. This is also using your gut instinct, your intuition, and just the very nature of yourself. Whatever it is. To just get your one foot in front of the other, get yourself back up into life, and start to learn more about yourself. Find who you are. Why are you hiding certain aspects of yourself and from others? Oh, Hierophant at the bottom, Virgo. This is a giant life lesson that you're going through right now. Giant life lesson. To know yourself, know your true values. Whatever you're experiencing in this scenario with the endings, the painful endings, it's heavy load to carry. I feel a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of blame, just heaviness, dense energy. And it's almost too much for you at this point. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. So that's what you want to let go of, Virgo. End the facade. End whatever mind games are being played on you, or whatever mind games you're playing with yourself. Let's get an oracle card for you, Virgo. Let's go with Moonology. Can we give Virgo some advice, please? I mean, this whole reading is definitely advice to listen to, pay attention to. What can we tell Virgo? So Virgo, there is some work that you're doing on yourself. Maybe these are realizations that you are already having. And say your hard work is paying off. So maybe you are starting to see little glimpses of promise, of happiness, true, genuine, authentic happiness. Not this show that you put on for others. You feeling it from your heart and your soul. Meditate and contemplate on your situation. Take that time to really get in tune with how you're feeling and what it is that is going on in the mind. Is it contradicting each other, the heart and the head? Are you still uncomfortable opening your heart up to receive love, to receive messages, to receive healing of this grief? Those of us who are really stubborn, we will sit in the most uncomfortable energy and feelings for the longest time. Years and years and years and years. It takes a toll on the body. It takes a toll on our surface level relationships. It takes a toll on our productivity, our creativity, all of that. And to the point where it's like, I can't go on any longer this way. That is when the stubborn begin to truly change, when you have nowhere else to go and you're cornered energetically, and the universe kind of almost forces you to sit. You know, we got South Node here. Step out of your comfort zone. The universe almost forces us to first sit in our discomfort, uncomfort. Sorry, North Node. Beautiful. So this is future direction. It's time to step out of your comfort zone, Virgo. It's time to face your fear. Take off that mask that you've been wearing your whole life that was your persona or protection. Honor your grief process for everything that has happened. Whatever's lost can return. If you're open to it. Step out of your comfort zone, though. You've got to honor yourself, Virgo. Those are your messages for this week. So please, click the like button, smash the like button, whatever it is. If you like this video, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I will be back next week. Take care, Virgo. Bye.